Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Podium 32 FM 94.9. It's great to join you again on this platform. My name is GBOLABO, famous school. I hope I met you on a good Saturday morning. With the high-wired politics and facetious whispering of sabotage between the Mefele, his accusers, and President Muhammadu Buhari, the national economy, one could say, is in a state of uncertainties. Ordinarily, the CBN office holder should be insulated from politics. His neutrality should be seen by all. Not so in Nigeria, where politics habitually interferes with rationality. Worse, agencies in the Buhari regime occasionally work at cross purposes. In late December, the SSS recreated a crisis of confidence over the office of the CBN governor by seeking a court order to arrest and detain him for alleged terrorism, financing, and economic crimes. These are grave accusations, perhaps the culmination of the politics surrounding the office of the CBN ombudsman. In 2014, the SSS detained Lamido Sanusi, a Mefele's predecessor, over similar allegations of financing terrorism. At the end of the trial, the court acquitted the former emir of Kano and awarded him 50 million naira in damages. The question is whether this time the SSS did a thorough investigation before going public with these allegations against Mefele, and is just adding to the tensions over the fragile economy and the 2023 general elections. Whichever way, the SSS should be more discreet. There was uncommon controversy when Mefele announced the Naira policy in October. The Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed told the Parliament that she was not consulted. The damage control by Buhari that he was aware of the policy did little to reinstill confidence in the economy. The national currency, which had been under siege before then, has yet to recover. Certainly, even after Mefele returned home recently and visited Buhari, the cyber rattling has not ended. And so let's hit the ground running on today's show, 32 FM 94.9. I am GBOLABO, famous school. You can equally join us on Facebook on 32 FM 949 Ibadan. Same goes for YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. You can drop your comments, and you can also listen to the podcast of this show on our webpage, 32fm.com, in the course of the week. Like us on Twitter and Instagram on 32FM 949 Ibadan. Please drop a comment on Facebook as the program progresses this morning. We'll take this breather and we'll introduce you to our guest for this morning.
Safa peli sizo simnyama Iwasafa
Isizo saba
Kamula mo
Anichaleni ko
Kalize Wemaye wemodo Safa peli sizo simnyama Iwasafa
Isizo saba.
Welcome back. You're still on to the Podium, 32 FM 94.9. My name is GBOLABO, famous school. And let me quickly introduce you to a guest this morning. We have Chief Dan Nwanyao. He's from the Zenith Labour Party. He's a Zenith Labour Party presidential candidate and is joining us on this conversation this morning. Good morning, Chief. Good to have you here.
Good morning for having me, but I cannot see you.
Yes, it's some technicalities here, but you can hear me live, and your people can actually watch us.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, you can also have your people watch us live on Facebook, And we are live streaming right about now, and they can see you on Facebook. So you can actually have a documentary of that done if you finish up with this interview. You can see that. That's on Facebook, 32FM 949 Ibadan in one word. And you can also, if you're listening to yours, you can also quickly join us there and drop your comment and your questions for our guest this morning. All right, Chief, let's go down to the business of this morning. Yes, it's actually related now to say congratulations again being emerging as a presidential candidate of the Zenith Labour Party. I guess you've already backed so well in that euphoria. All right, let's look at some of the things that you said you're going to do when given the opportunity. Now, fuel scarcity is a major problem in Nigeria presently. Everybody's running helter, scampering around trying to fill their top their tanks, get jerry cans. Women, men, boy, girls, everyone appears to be disturbed by this trend. And interestingly, in the midst of all of this, you indeed told various national broadcast stations, just like ours, that if you're given the opportunity, you're going to ensure that a liter of fuel within 6 months become 100 naira, and that you've seen the peculiarities of the problem, and you're also going to look at the ailing refineries in the country. How do you intend to bring fuel per liter to 100 naira at this stage we are presently in the country?
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Nigerians. Happy New Year. May God Almighty protect all of you and your families. In Jesus' name, I say amen. Well, you see, the ruling elite in this country have been feeding on the flesh and blood of Nigerians without conscience. If they have soul, they should know that even as much as they loot from our common patrimony, they should also remember that there are citizens who cannot afford 2 square meals a day. You see, petroleum product, crude oil is what God has put on our soil for common good. But they have turned it into a criminal enterprise. We don't want to get into too much details of what they do. I will concentrate on telling you how possible it is for us to get things done. Let me tell you, they have deliberately refused to put the refineries work. They don't want it to work because they are benefiting from the criminality of subsidy. We have in the past spent hundreds of millions of dollars on turnaround maintenance of the refineries. What they will do is they repair it, they allow you to work for 2-3 weeks, Nigerians will be happy, they crash it again so that they can get back to the money they're making. When I become the president, I will get these refineries work. It is not rocket science. I will upgrade them. There are components that will be changed. I have a blueprint of petroleum engineers who are in the sector. We'll repair them, all of them, get them to work. Simultaneously, I will put one refinery in each geopolitical zone, modular refinery, so that we will have enough petroleum products here. What you are paying for is rate of foreign exchange. That is what you are paying for. Not for the cost of the petrol, the crude oil, God Almighty gave you for free. You cannot continue to pay for exchange rates. A colleague of mine who was in LLM class, Masters in Law, University of Lagos years back, sent me a message and said, look, Dan, when you will be selling your petrol for 100 naira per liter, what will be the rate of foreign exchange? I told her, I said, madam, rate of foreign exchange at that time will be consequential. Why? Because I'm producing what I'm consuming what I have produced. Local content. So whatever is the rate of exchange will not matter, because I would have fixed the refineries. I'm taking crude free from the depots, from the where it's supposed to be, to the refining products, the refining points. So that is it. They don't want it done. Look at Dangote. Dangote has just put a refinery in Lagos. You will see how efficient he will run that refinery, because he's a private man. People believe government property belongs to nobody. I don't believe so. And most of these predatory ruling elites believe that government has no business in government. I believe government has business in government. Even in the United States of America, American government intervenes when there are market forces, collapse in market forces and all that. They put a lot of money to save, just like in Great Britain. Why is our own different? It's because there is something that is in us, that some of us, let me not say us, that is evil and devilish, that we don't think about the next man at the next door.
All right, Chief, Chief, let me cut in a little bit here. You talked about having this insinuation of cabals. You said they will not let it work. What is the assurance that you'll be able to break the jinx of this cabal if you were elected in 2023? Because this has been there for a very long time. We can't deny that. The likes of the former EFCC chairman, who was a pioneer, talking about Ribadu, actually tried as much as possible at that time when we had Daisani Allison, being there as the petroleum minister, tried to bring up some committees to investigate, and it was also said, as a matter of fact, there are cabals within the sector. Now, looking at where you're even coming from, the extraction of the country you're coming from, being a southeasterner, and now we're talking about the northern Germany, and you're talking about cabals. Now, how do you address this, putting all of these factors together? But before you answer that, we have to pay some bills. We'll be back shortly.
32 FM 94.9.
ọ̀rẹ́ so ti dọ́fíìsì wọn ṣé mo ṣe wí lórí àwọn èròjà sólà tí mo sọ fún ọ so orí wọn níbẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀ sọ́jà àwọn òwọ́n jù so ti rojúlówó Novell solar product tó jẹ́ ojúlówó ní Novell solar shop so ń gbádùn product wọn.
gbogbo béèrè tó béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pátá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo bá.
generator lóríṣiríṣi tó ń lo sólà tí náà fi lè ṣẹ́jú ní tòjò tẹ̀rùn solar water ball iṣẹ́ tiẹ̀ ní kó fami nínú kànga láì lóná ọba solar street light tó fààyè gbòkùnkùn bírímù solar fan lóríṣiríṣi tó ń bá ooru bẹ́ẹ̀ fan wọ̀ yáàjà ní Novell solar shops yìí pitimoni solar panel fún títà lórí inverters batteries tó jẹ́ ojú mi dá solar kit solar generator tó ń lo iná lágbára ní gbogbo ìgbà láì sanwó oṣooṣù.
wo ọ̀rẹ́ ìròyìn ọ̀tá fojúbà nǹkan kan mo wá lọ ṣùgbọ́n ọjà mẹ́fà mo kó jáde ńbẹ̀.
fún ìwọ tó o ti mọ̀ ó pé ọkọ ra solar product ní Novell solar shop kàn sí Novell solar shop ní Ìbàdàn office Akíndélé plaza opposite Alámọ̀sẹ̀gbà stadium Èkó tẹ̀dó Ìbàdàn telephone
0811-799-8800.
ó pé ọ kó o rajà ní Novell solar shop.
ibi tí ọ̀la wà òjìnà àti rẹ̀ èèyàn múnimọ̀bẹ̀ ló ṣòro. bàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ilé iṣẹ́ tí ìgbáyé gbádùn ọmọ ènìyàn jẹ lógún. AI mining ní ọ̀rọ̀ kan yẹn. ilé iṣẹ́ tó ń kọ́ àwọn ènìyàn bí wọ́n ṣe lè ṣòwò ní ọ̀nà ìgbàlódé lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. tí wọ́n á sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jèrè di ẹni tó ní ànító àti àníṣẹ́kù. òwò yìí ò di iṣẹ́ tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ́wọ́. ó sì rọrùn púpọ̀ láti ṣe. wíwá ìmọ̀ kún ìmọ̀ ló lè jẹ́ kí ènìyàn ju bó ṣe wà lọ. àǹfààní ńlá ni ilé iṣẹ́ AI mining gbé kalẹ̀ yìí. torí pé ó ti sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ní di ẹni tó ní sí. tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí ò tí ì ní sì ti di ẹni tó ní ànító àti àníṣẹ́kù. ẹ jẹ́ ká ní ìpinnu tuntun fún ayé wa torí wípé ẹni tó bá ti sùn ò ní lè sùn. fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè ilé iṣẹ́ AI mining sórí 0916-738-7262. ẹ sì lè máa bọ̀ ní ọ́fíìsì wọn tó wà nílùú Àbújá tàbí ìlú Ìbàdàn. ní ọjà Tèmídire tó wà ní Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìsọ̀ Ẹ̀gẹ́. nítòsí géètì ní ọ́fíìsì wọn wà nílùú Ìbàdàn. pẹ̀lú AI mining gbé ìgbé ayé ìrọ̀rùn.
If you don't vote, you lose the right to complain. Pick up your PVC and ensure you exercise your franchise. This message is sponsored by 32 FM 94.9.
bá a ṣe láwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ dókítà tíṣẹ́yé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la láwọn àwòrán àṣà mẹkáníìkì. GMF Auto Services Limited. bóyá ẹ̀ tí ìdébẹ̀ wò ní ọ̀jẹ̀ mọ̀ pọ́nmọ́nàmọ́ pa. àwọn erin lákàtàbù irinṣẹ́ ni ó diagnose mọ́tò yín kẹ́sẹ́ bí wọ́n ti máa fẹnu fapò sórí carburetor. wait and get ni kò ní lọ kábọ̀ tí machine bá ti ń discover problem láàmú fix ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ kan. torí gbogbo original spare part ti ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ bíbá. àwọn aláràlù àtàwọn aláràtúntà gan tó wá ń kó lọ́pọ̀ yanturu. ṣe rí i pé gbogbo ń tẹ́ fẹ́ lójú kan ló wà. Yes, so our services, the consultancy, diagnosis, key programming, transmission repair, maintenance, spare part sales, plus plenty odonge things. GMF Auto Services Limited. Day for number 3, Oni Lane, beside White House Hotel, behind Bros High School, Labawo, Ogunpa, Ibadan. Ẹ kọ́ pé wọ́n lórí aago náà kẹ́ ẹ mọ bó ṣe wà sí 0806-634-8917 0806-634-8917. tó o bá fẹ́ kẹ́mi ọkọ̀ rí ogun GMF ni ó yàn láàyò.
My people perish for lack of knowledge. Reuben George Theological Seminary, Ibadan, an affiliate of Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo, and Christ for the Nations Institute, Dallas, USA, offers comprehensive training in the Word of God. The seminary offers certificate in theology, diploma in theology and religious studies, Bachelor of Arts in theology and religious studies, executive postgraduate diploma in pastoral studies, Masters of Arts in Christian leadership and pastoral studies, Master of Divinity. Are you a pastor, evangelist, elder,
deacon, or deaconess,
teacher, or someone who seeks to know more about God? Reuben George Theological Seminary is the place to be. Contact the registrar at Gospel Town, Arulogun Road, Ojo, Ibadan, or visit www.rigets.com.ng. Admission is in progress. Contact 0805-304-0344, 0805-304-0344. Reuben George Theological Seminary, Center for Sound Theological Education. Announcer, Registrar.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. When the people became silent,
the government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. You're still on to 32 FM 94.9, and of course, it's the Podium. My name is GBOLABO, Famous Cole, and of course, I have a member of the panelists this morning joining us on the program. We have Barrister Yomi Ogunlola too in the studios this morning, who is also going to be speaking to our guests and also doing necessary interviews. All right, we still have Chief Dan Nwayamu, the Zenith Labour Party presidential candidate, with us online. That's via Zoom. And of course, he's been trying to answer some few questions around the fuel scarcity and, of course, the fuel subsidy itself. All right, Chief, do we still have you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I asked the question before we paid those bills. So how do you break this jinx?
Let me tell you, as President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the buck ends on my desk. You see, the problem you refer to has to do with people having godfathers before they get into office. Some of my colleagues who are contesting for this seat with me all have godfathers. And those that don't have godfathers, they are godfathers themselves. So they'll be taking instructions from their godfathers. I don't have a godfather in this election. I have God the Father. I am coming to serve the people of Nigeria. I am not coming to serve myself. Referring to where I come from as a minus, as an impediment, is inconsequential. It holds no water. I am a Nigerian and coming to contest for the office of the president. That will lead me to having the political will. You have so many presidential candidates who are sermonizing, talking very well, saying they will do this, they will do that. They will not be able to do nothing because they won't have the political will to get things done. They will take instructions from those that help them to office. Let me tell you, the same problem we have in oil sector is the same problem we have in the power sector. lack of political will. It is the same problem we have in the security sector, lack of political will. Not that Nigerians, or indeed those in office, do not understand what the problems are or have solutions to them. They do, but they do not have the political will. I, Dan Wanyang, I have the political will to get things done, and I will not look at anybody's face. When I know I'm serving the people of Nigeria, and the people of Nigeria are behind me, I will get things done without minding whose ox is God. You cannot place a call to me to tell me not to take this trajectory because of your interest, because I didn't get instruction from you to get here. It was the people of Nigeria. That has been our problem. It's not that we don't understand what the problems are. Tell me the reason why they cannot refine what we use here. Can you explain it? You have refineries all over, but you cannot refine 1 liter of fuel. You take the crude oil and take it out of the country, and then you bring just 3 products out of almost 17 products that come out from crude. The fraud is enormous. You don't elect somebody who has his hand in the oil sector, for you won't get a result. You don't elect somebody who has his hand in the power sector, you won't get the result. I am not involved in the oil sector nor power.
All right, Chief, do we still have you there? Okay, we hope that we get back, Chief, on the Zoom to discuss better with us issues around what he intends to do if given that opportunity to become the president of the country. And of course, he indeed said that as the chief commander of the country, being the president, if given the opportunity, he would ensure that he hits the ground running. But Buhari said this too at the time he was campaigning, and what happened. All right, it's great to have you back, sir.
Got me off.
All right.
The network got me off.
Yes, please go ahead.
The network got me off.
Yes.
I'm back now.
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
So you don't give assignment to somebody involved in the oil sector and you think he would get it done.
But then
Ditto power sector.
Chief, I did say.
So what I'm saying
I
is,
said something.
as somebody who has not put his hand up high in these sectors,
all right,
I
Chief,
will get it done.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's not a problem.
Can you hear me? I actually said something that Buhari indeed sounded like this when he was campaigning to become the president of the country. What happened?
Yeah, correct.
What happened?
Yes, I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
I'll tell you what happened. And Nigerians saw it. President Buhari got into office. He was hijacked by the cabal you are talking about. He forgot his vision and mission. And the cabal took over and ran the country aground. They built a bridge around him. Nobody could get to him. Nobody could tell him anything. I will not have a cabal when I get into office. I am a nationalist. I am known all over Nigeria. My friends are all over. You know, Southwest is my new second home. I have people in the north. I'm from the southeast. There will be no cabal. Cabal gets to leaders to hijack their thoughts for their own benefit, not for common good. I am coming to serve the people of Nigeria. I am not coming for, my needs are minimal. I don't have 40 children that will be fed from the national purse. All my children are graduates. By the grace of God, they're on their own. So I don't need anything. I don't need nothing. You may look at me as young. All my children are graduate master's level. I am not coming to steal. I have never lied to Nigerian people. I will not lie to them. My government will be transparent. There will be total and full disclosure. I am coming to serve them. I will serve them, and I will not lie to them, since I've never lied to them before. All these promises you are hearing, they will do nothing. Immediately after they get into office, after saying, so help me God, new people will emerge. All this group of people following them around, you will see them near Villa. New people will come and take over. It happened during the time of Buhari. You saw it. Those who were following him up to the time he won election, none of them got around him. The cabal got them out. It will happen during my time. I am not in that category. Go and Google me, go and ask people about me, particularly in the Southwest. They will tell you that I have my mind. When I'm focused on something, I'll get it done.
All right.
I am a presidential candidate difference.
All
I'm
right.
coming with something new innovations.
Oh, okay. Let me allow Barrister Ogunlola also ask you questions before I move to another issue entirely around this particular subject. He's here. It's on now, and he will be putting you on. Barrister.
Yes, Chief. Good morning.
Good morning, my learned friend.
Yes. I have listened to you. I see that you speak with passion, your dreams for our fatherland. I want to ask you, the name Zenith Labour Party is suggestive in a sense. Do you have any relationship with the Labour Party? Or are you a breakaway from the Labour Party? Or you just chose that name for your political party? Let me start from there.
Okay. Let me educate Nigerians who do not know the history. In 2004, my background is Labour. First of all, my background is Labour. I started fighting for people of Nigeria. I started fighting for the oppressed, the hounded, and the cheated since 1982. So when Adams Oshiomhole was president of Congress, he conscripted me to come and run a party called Party for Social Democracy. I asked Adams Oshiomhole, what do you mean by this? He said, it's the party registered by NLC. I said, no. If you want me to come and run this party, we must answer our name. He said, Dan, take it. All the conditions I gave Adams, he adopted all. So a convention was fixed. I changed the name of that party, Party for Social Democracy, to Labour Party. I changed the name. I ran the party for 10 years. I produced Governor Mimiko. I produced half of Adams because we had an alliance with ACN in Edo. I produced senators. I produced House of Rep members. I produced state assembly members across the country. After 10 years, I said, look, let people come and take over. This is not my father's estate. So in the National Executive Council, I announced, without telling Governor Mimiko, who sat by my left, that the convention will be holding in November, and I will not put myself up for re-election. In the Constitution of the Labour Party, there is no limitations. You can keep going once they love you. We adopted that from the Eastern Bloc to strengthen the structures of a party. Governor Mimiko was not happy about it. He dragged me on the shirt and said, no. After the meeting, he said, comrade, why did you do this? As if I had told you, you wouldn't have let me go. And it was from that day Governor Mimiko started planning to leave the party. I said, no, don't go. Anyway, fast forwarding, we had a convention in Akure. A new leadership emerged. I handed over. They now made me chairman board of trustees. By that time, I had left the hall. Okay, we were working. I handed over 460 million naira cash to the new leadership. That was during the time of nominations as we had, or as we are having now. So when I handed over, I discovered that the new leadership started battering the money. The thing came to my attention. I called them and said, what are you doing? You that took over from me. For 10 years I was with you here. Did you take one cover of the party or put it in another account? He said, no. I said, why are you doing this? He said, let him go and check. I said, is your account now Dangote's account that money will enter and you will not know? I let him go. 2 days later, I called him. You know what he told me? He said, Chairman, you have done your own. Allow me to do my own. I said, if you don't win any seats, you won't be able to run this party. Within 3 months, the whole money was gone. It took them to EFCC, it took them to police, it took them to DSS on investigation. I had led the party then. After telling me that thing, right there, I resigned as a member of the party. I resigned as chairman of board of trustees. I was partyless from 2014 to 2018. I was partyless. And I had a lot of ideas in my brain. I had things to give to people of Nigeria. So I called friends and said, look, we're not going to stay like this. That was how we formed the Zenith Labour Party. That we are now climbing the zenith of our aspirations.
Okay.
If you check our logo, you can see that we are climbing as a family
Okay.
towards prosperity.
Yes.
So
Chief,
that is the difference between the two.
Thank
that
you.
I have
Yes.
left the party since 2014, and I'm now in Zenith Labour Party.
Okay, Chief, thank
I
you.
am the Labour. I am the Labour. When you're talking about
okay.
Labour in politics, I am the Labour.
Yes.
It is incontestable.
Okay,
And nobody
Chief,
can challenge that.
Thank you very, very much for the excursion. And I think that has cleared, whoever may have, the kind of skepticism, that I had initially. Now, Nigerians talk about structures. For most people, they believe that without structures, a political party is not likely to go very far. Now, I want to ask you how that affects your political party. For instance, do you have members in the House of Representatives? Do you have members in Senate? Do you currently have governors? Do you have chairmen of local governments? And there are councillors to go with it, because these are what they call structures. So how widespread is your political party?
Yes. By the time we got registered, that was less than 1 month before INEC blew the whistle for primaries for the new election of 2019. We were very new, we are new. But God helped us, we won some state assembly seats. That was why we were not deregistered with the 71 other political parties INEC deregistered. That's why we are still on the list. Well, you see, structure, that is an old order. Old order. When you talk about structure, my learned friend, Nigerians who do not belong to political party form over 90% of the voters. If you put all the membership of all the political parties together, they don't form 10% of the voters. Forget about the bogus figures they give you that when they are doing their registration and all that. My brother, I'm inside. I'm an insider. It doesn't exist. So our target is for those who will look at us for who we are. Structure doesn't mean you have to have 10-story building or 30-story building, or you have buildings all over the place. My learned friend, structure means people, human beings. Those with PVC, those are the people we are dealing with. Those are the people we are relating with. Those are the people we are saying, look, we will be better. We have a fresh idea. We have innovations. We have things that are total departure from the old order. We are going to give you a more unacceptable order. Our government, we are going to carry everybody, labor, civil society, market organization, order. It will be an all-inclusive government, so that when you are talking, you carry people along. And above all, we have a system now that is reliable. Beavers. You cannot carry ballot boxes and go and stuff votes and think it will work.
But
when
Chief,
people vote, their votes will count.
But Chief,
those are our structures, the people, not the buildings.
Okay, but Chief, you just mentioned something now. You believe in beavers, but I am sure that you have seen the outcome in Osun State, where beavers appears to have failed. The people. One has now seen that there is a possibility for beavers to be reading something and from EC8A to be reading another. I mean, just what we found in the outcome of the election petition in Osun. So, how confident are you with this so-called beavers?
You see, the judgment in Osun yesterday or so did not malign. It did not say that beavers is not a good machine. What is the job of beavers? It is beavers that will see you and authenticate you as the legitimate voter with their PVC. When you pass through beavers machine, you'll be given ballot paper to vote. Beavers will record you as having voted, and you cannot vote again. That is the job of beavers. At the end of election, Beavers will show the number of people that pass through the machine. Number of people that pass through the machine. The presiding officer should compare it with the ballot papers at hand. Mischief makers may plan to be given 2 ballot papers if they are not popular in a place. They thumbprint 2 ballot papers and put in the box. When you are counting, the vote is more by 1. My learned friend, you have nullified the efforts of that day on that polling unit. And that is why you must have functionaries that are honest, transparent, that believes in a good system better than a bad one. Beavers has done its work correctly as it's supposed to do. Unlike before, when you have the incident form, where you bypass the other machine, and because you did not appear, so they give you incident form. Most of the people occupying positions today in the National Assembly, even some governors, emerge through the incident forms, where there is no authentication. Once you come with anything, they give you form, you go and fill. Beaver says, if I don't see that PVC, you get there, your PVC will ignite the machine. You put your thumbprint, your picture will come up. It means you are the legitimate owner. That will take me back to people who are buying PVC.
All right, Chief.
All right,
that is a big one. People have always invested that, and I think is one area too. INEC has been clamoring for more sensitization. But then we have to move on very quickly. We also have Professor Remi Ayede also joining us on the platform this morning. Before Professor will ask you a question, I want to take you back on your political party. And a little bit worried, given the fact that many had said that Akin Osuntokun, who is a member of your party, has dual membership, given the fact that Doyin Okukpe had issues with his case and he has to answer for it. And you had Obi quickly sweeping into action and having Osuntokun replace him. Now, there are controversies as to him holding the position of the Obi Dati Campaign Council DG and also remaining your senatorial candidate. Is Osuntokun still your senatorial candidate in Zenith Labour Party while holding forth as Obi Campaign DG?
I cleared this issue last year when the thing came to public forum. Akin Osuntokun was our candidate for Ekiti Senate seat. Along the line, he left the party. And the reasons was that he didn't have the capacity to prosecute the election. By the time he left the party, time for substitution has lapsed. So we are not in a position to substitute him according to the new Electoral Act. That's why you still find his name there on the list. But in fact, and indeed, he is no longer our candidate and is no longer a member of our party. He left since August last year. He has never had any dealings or any relationship with us. That was why when people wanted to spoil somebody's job using us, you can't believe it, my sister. It was people from PDP and APC. Dan, don't allow this thing to happen. Dan, don't allow this to happen. I'll reply them and say, are you a member of my party? I say, why are you drinking Panadol or somebody's headache? I merely issued a statement that Osuntokun has left our party since August. He's no longer our candidate. But you will find his name on record because we could not substitute him as a result of the time for substitution hasn't lapsed.
How do you reconcile that? Because that would appear on the ballot paper. How do you reconcile that?
No. That is the law. That is the law. That's something you can do. Every Nigerian has the right, freedom of association, freedom of movement, free exit, free entry, free exit. You cannot force anybody.
But what about your political party?
Deputy withdrawing now.
But what
they have succeeded in doing is spoiling the ticket of the party. But there is nothing the party can do under the circumstance.
All right. Before I allow Prof, you may have one or two questions for him, but we will be going on a break shortly. But maybe you go ahead with your question, Prof.
Okay, I was just wondering that you are in Zenith Labour Party, and we also have the Labour Party. And it seems both parties are coming from the same stable. Is that not a problem for the chance of either Zenith Party or the Labour Party? It will even be confusing to the electorate.
Good morning, Prof.
Yeah, good morning.
I don't think so. You see, our party, if you get to the polling unit that day, they are giving you ballot paper. Our party is the last on the ballot. Is the last on the ballot by virtue of its name. It has nothing to do with the Labour Party. Yes, there may be Labour, but I must tell you, when I left the party, I left with its soul. I am the original Labour. I am the Labour. Ask them in Ibadan, ask them in Ondo, ask everyone, go to Lagos. I am the Labour in politics. There is no other Labour. And I challenge anybody to come and tell me that is the Labour in politics. They know it. So if you are talking of, I don't know tomorrow, nobody knows tomorrow, Prof. If God's okay, you will go and go together, maybe not for this election, I don't know. I don't think about tomorrow, I think about today. I'm very spiritual. It is what God.
Yeah, because I was thinking that it would have been better for both parties to merge.
That's a good suggestion, Prof. But it is not the situation now. It's not this. I have told you the history of how I left the Labour Party. I would have built Labour Party more than where it is. But where are you? Imagine leaving for 60 million naira, didn't touch one kobo. Within 3 months, they finished the money. I mean, you cannot be associated. Go Google my name. Dan Wanyangu's resignation letter from Labour Party. You see the reasons why I left the party. Google after this event. I am a highly principled person. I don't touch people's money. Ask people, they will tell you I'm not a money man. And that is why you need somebody who do not have insatiable quest for money as president. You need somebody whose needs are minimal. You need somebody who is coming to make more, to sell our assets. You don't need somebody who's coming to sell our assets. You don't need somebody who will do nothing and he will believe in cabals doing it for him. I am the right person for this job. Nigerians should believe me.
All right.
And I will serve.
All right, Chief, we'll have to go on this break. We'll take this commercial break and we'll be back shortly.
FM 94.9.
ẹ̀gbọ́n ìjàre ìmọ̀lẹ́ ọ lọ ìjàre àti pọnú kéré kalẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ní gbọ́ àfẹ́dẹ́ lọ́ọ̀mì ó dàgẹ́ gbogbo owó ẹ̀ ló pé pérépéré.
tí olúwa nílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kú rẹ̀.
ayé àti àwọn tó mọ̀ tán rẹ̀.
ẹlẹ́wọ̀n gbà.
kò lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀ onírúurú talẹ̀talẹ̀ ló ń bẹ nílẹ̀ yìí ṣùgbọ́n àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ni Danabits Homes and Properties torí wọ́n fi ni lọ́kàn balẹ̀ àwọn tó ti bá wọn dòwò pọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ni wọ́n ti lè sọ àǹfààní tó ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ wọn àwọn ni wọ́n ń ta ilẹ̀ Victory Estate phase 1 àti phase 2 alábàtà mọ́níyà tí ò kọjá ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ta sí railway terminal ìfà ńlá tó ni Treasure Estate tó wà ní Ìdó-Lẹ́bàá University wọ́n ń gbèrò ẹ̀ Favour Estate náà wà ní Mòwe tí ò sì kọjá agbára má sọ ọmọ ní ti Joyce Cotton Gardens tó wà níwájú Bethel American International School Ìrókò lójú ọ̀nà Ìbàdàn sílùú Ọ̀yọ́ 550,000 naira péré ni àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí àwọn ilẹ̀ yìí ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé torí owó wọn kò gara bọ́rọ̀ èèyàn bá wá ní jásí irú ti bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà eré tètè lọ sí ọ́fíìsì wọn ní Prime Time Plaza ọba Alẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ phase 2 lẹ́bàá Bidin petrol station lálẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ Ìbàdàn sanwó kó gbalẹ̀ lójú ọgán ọ̀fẹ́ sì ní corner piece lọ́dọ̀ wọn àyè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ tún wà níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àlàyé ẹ ṣáà ti pè wọ́n sórí 090-477-97352 tàbí 081-884-18137 Danabits Homes and Properties àwọn ni wọ́n sọ ilé kíkọ́ dìrọ̀rùn fọmọ aráyé.
What is your car saying? Whatever the sound of your car, we understand it perfectly at Podium Auto. Here at Podium Auto, we pride ourselves in being professional, affordable, and the best in servicing your car needs from CCD alignments, wheel balancing, oil changing, tire change, car wash, and auto detailing. Podium Auto is located opposite St. Patrick's Church, Basharun, Ibadan. To schedule quality work today, contact us now on 0813-916-7504 or 0807-455-8358.
I know say everybody getting time, I don't go lose faith. As I dey hustle every day, I know they look face. Cause I know say one day I go make up. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. Cause I know say one day I go make am. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move.
Turn that fear into victory.
Cause I know say one day I go make
What are we doing today?
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún la ti pòǹgbẹ́ fàdarí rere àti ìṣàkóso rere tí yóò mú mùkúndù ìjọba àwa ara wa wá fún atẹrútọmọ nílẹ̀ yìí àsìkò tún ti tó láti yan àwọn adarí tí yóò tukọ̀ wa fọ́dún mẹ́rin mìíràn ẹ̀ka aṣòfin tó múnádóko ṣe pàtàkì lásìkò yìí ìdí rèé tí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 fi ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ìjíròrò àti ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ fáwọn olùdíje sílẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà àti kékeré láti mọ kí ni wọ́n ní fún gbogbo aráàlú tí wọ́n bá dé ìlú Àbújá ẹ̀dá tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti gbọ́ àwọn olùdíje fẹ́kù ìdìbò.
Ọ̀yọ́ South Senatorial District.
Ọ̀yọ́ Central.
Ìbàdàn North West and South West Federal Constituency.
Ìbàdàn North East and South East.
Ìbàdàn North Federal Constituency.
Olúyọ̀lé Federal Constituency.
Ìdó Ìbàràpá East Federal Constituency.
Ẹgbẹ́dá Ọ̀nàrà Federal Constituency.
Akínyẹlé Lágelú Federal Constituency.
Ọ̀yọ́ Federal Constituency. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ ajé ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kínní títí di Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ kẹta oṣù kejì ọdún yìí Monday 30th January títí di Friday 3rd February 2023. Ìpele àárọ̀ aago 10 sí 12. Ìpele ọ̀sán 5 sí 7 àṣálẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa gbọ́ wa lórí rédíò 32 FM 94.9. Lẹ́tún máa wò wá lórí ìkànnì Facebook àti YouTube wa 32 FM 949 Ìbàdàn. Ojúṣe láti yan adarí rere nínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Ojúṣe gbogbo wa ni.
jẹ́ kí ìmọ́lẹ̀ kí ó wà ní Olúwa wí. Ìmọ́lẹ̀ ti wá dé báyìí nípasẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ Greater Light Power Limited. Aṣíwájú iléeṣẹ́ tó mójúlẹ́jà solar installation dọ́ba. Èrò pọ̀ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ solar lóòótọ́. Àmọ́ ká ṣe solar kó mọ́lẹ̀ rokoṣo láìsí ìdákúrekú. Ọ̀gá ni iléeṣẹ́ Greater Light Power Limited. Capacity tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́ bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó. Greater Light Limited wà bí ẹ̀wà fún yín. Hybrid of solar and wind ló mú wọn yàtọ̀ gédégbé. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe installation ni wọ́n ṣe repairs pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi solar panels. Tó fi mọ́ wind turbine, inverters pẹ̀lú batteries lóríṣiríṣi. Bá a ṣe ń tà á là ń ṣe installations fún ilégbèé, ilé-iṣẹ́, ilé ìtura, gbọ̀ngàn ayẹyẹ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ìgbàkúùgbà àti ibikíbi tí ẹ bá ń fẹ́ solar installations sí, tààrà ni ẹ máa bọ̀ wá sí Greater Light Power Limited. A wà ní number 2 Òjó Ìbàdàn Avenue, Old Bodija Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08058521994 or 08177595000. Website www.greaterlightpowerlimited.com. Greater Light Power Limited, bringing you a brighter life.
32 FM 94.9.
When the people became silent,
The government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa
All right, you're welcome back. It's still the podium on 32 FM 94.9. My name is GBOLABO Famous School, and we still have Barrister Yomi Ogunlola and, of course, Professor Remi Ayede. And our guest has been the Zenith Labour Party presidential candidate, Chief Dan Nwanyamu. Right about now, we're going to open the phone lines. The numbers are 070-550-949 or 080-970-949. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. What's the name and where are you calling us from? This is 32 FM 94.9. All right, you're still on to the podium, 32 FM 94.9. Our guest is still Chief Dan Nwanyamu of the Zenith Labour Party. And, of course, before we went on that break, or after we went on the break, Barrister, you said you have one more question for Chief here.
Yes, Chief.
Yes, my little friend.
There are some skeptics that are saying there is the possibility that elections will not hold, considering, the state of insecurity in the country. Do you share that view, or you think everything will go as should?
Hello.
All right, please, before you go on that, Chief, let's quickly pick up this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please.
From now. Thank you. I think the Labour presidential candidate is our guest.
Yes.
Yes.
My question is, I read it yesterday on Guardian newspaper that he said if we elected him as president of this country, we buying petrol at 100 naira per liter. How did you want to do it? How do you want to fix it? Because that's how the ETC, the civil was 2015, that if voted them, you're buying petrol at 45 naira. But later at the day, the petrol is beyond 200 naira per liter now. You should explain better. How do you want to solve it? Thank you.
He has already done that. If you were following us in the course of these discussions this morning, that was the first issue.
Yes. I think you joined us late because he gave an elaborate explanation on how he was going to do that. But I know that Chief will still oblige
a little bit,
you know.
But I guess you have a question hanging, and he would also want to
Chief,
answer that.
You can take the two together. My question and. The caller is asking about this 100 naira because this 100 naira it is going to endear you to a lot of Nigerians. So.
Yes, I had you very well.
All right.
You see, it's not in my position to talk about whether the election will hold or not. But as a principal participant, that is strategic stakeholder, INEC have assured us that they are ready, and we believe INEC that they are ready for this election. Political parties appear to be ready. The umpire, INEC, is ready. They've started moving insensitive materials to various states. They're already doing that. They have started test running the beavers machines.
Okay,
they're already doing that.
But Chief,
the issue of insecurity,
yes,
is for the security forces to tell us.
No, but Chief,
we know that these things might cause problems.
Yes, Chief.
But let us pray that the assurances we have gotten will be enough for us.
But Chief, I don't know if you also read in the news the INEC chairman complaining about their server being hacked or that people are attempting to hack into the server. I don't know if you read that news. Yes,
we read it, but we have not confirmed it from him.
Okay.
But I must tell you that this has been a continuous thing. Started last year. He has reported that to meeting with political parties.
Okay.
And they're also getting experts to ensure that they breach that effort in hacking the servers. You know, while we try to get criminals off the streets, new criminals emerge. All the other criminals will change their strategy. INEC is doing its best to make sure that they deliver free, fair, credible election.
Okay.
But we don't know the hackers. Of course, some political parties, desperate presidential candidates, we learned some of them are paying as much as millions of dollars to get people in China and other places to hack the beavers. They started fighting the beavers. They discovered that it wouldn't be possible because the political parties said no, they want the beavers. They started the attempt to remove the chairman of INEC. That one has failed. Now, the next strategy is to attack the server. And by the grace of God, INEC system will make it impossible.
Okay.
You know, this thing is in the cloud.
Okay.
This thing is technology.
Oh, yes.
So INEC is ready. They'll do all they can do, and let the security agencies ensure that insecurity is brought
okay, Chief. For the gentleman who asked you,
this election take place.
okay, Chief. For the gentleman who asked you how you want to make it 100 naira, because I know majority of Nigerians will be interested in that.
He's saying that the petrol is 200. My brother, it's not 200. Petrol, I bought 450 last 2 weeks in the east. On my way, there are some areas you will buy 300, 350. I don't know, you're buying it 200 because you are nearer Lagos. It's only Lagos and Abuja, you're still getting fuel at 200. Other parts of Nigeria is from 300, 350, 400. But tell me why you should buy petrol at that price. God gave you this crude for your betterment, for your common good. The elites, the ruling class, will not want you to benefit from it because they're making money from it. Let me summarize what I said before. I will get the refineries back to work. They must work. The saboteurs will pay for their deeds. I will get the refineries back. Simultaneously, I will put modular refineries in each geopolitical zone. We will produce what we consume. If we produce, what are you benefiting as a citizen of Nigeria? Nothing. This air you breathe, if the elites have opportunity to tax it or for you to pay for it, they will do so. But because they're not controlling the air, that's the only thing God gave you are taking free.
All right, Chief. We
are going to sell petrol 100 naira within 6 months.
Okay,
Chief.
It
is possible. It is not rocket science.
All right, Chief. Because of our time, and time is actually fast spent, I still want you to touch on this issue of calling yourself the labor itself because it's a very critical and dicey issue here, given the fact that Obi is also from your extraction, is also from the southeast. But there's something that happened in 2015. You were accused by labor leaders that I wouldn't want to use the word stole. You took the party's registration certificate without telling them. And of course, they took you to court at that time, saying that it was missing. You took it illegally. That's the word they used against you. And now later you handed it over to people who doesn't even have direct activities with the political party to join the presidential team of ex-President Goodluck Jonathan at that time. You know, calling yourself the real labor man. And now these labor people who also were your members as that when you were within the Labour Party are also accusing you
Don't
of
go
corruption.
too far. I know what you are saying because of time, so that I have time to explain.
Okay, please go ahead, Chief.
You see, it's not where I come from. It's not every rain that falls that you bring buckets to collect the water. Some rain, I learned it rain in Lagos and taxes. You see, this rain, don't collect the water because it's cleaning the roof. This rain is cleaning the roof. You see, let me tell you, by the time I changed the name of Labour Party, at least you have gotten how the name came to Labour Party from Party for Social Democracy. You've gotten that, right? By the time I changed the name to Labour Party, you have to write INEC to issue you certificates of the new party, which we did within 30 days. The certificate was issued, but before then, you have to return the old certificate of registration. They started looking for the certificate. Nobody knew where it was. Adams Oshiomhole called me, comrade, come to the office. He was president of NLC then. I went to his office. He said, take this certificate. This is the Party for Social Democracy certificate. We registered it, as you know. Go and obtain the new certificate. When you finish, bring it back. Adams gave me the Party for Social Democracy registration certificate. When I took it to INEC under Dr. Gabriel Gobadia, they issued us with the new certificate of Labour Party, which was in my custody as national chairman in the party office. My sister, do you declare stolen what is not stolen? There's a lawyer that you don't declare stolen what is there. I was the #1 man of Labour Party. And when I finished my tenure, I took the certificate in a well-televised ceremony by Nigerian Labour Congress and returned it from where I got it. Due to the anger of the people, they were battling with NLC. They said NLC had no hand in the party. I say it's not true. NLC registered Labour Party for Nigerian workers, peasants.
All right, we still have Chief Dan Nwayamu with us on Zoom, and of course the network is still an issue. Yes, before we let him go, it appears to be the last lap of the interview. We hope to have him back on. All right, the network is a little bit wavering, and of course I guess we have him back on now. All right, Chief, you're here. You're here with us. Hello, Chief. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
All right, please go ahead.
I can hear you.
Yes, just go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I said you cannot. I had to return the certificate to the owners. So you cannot declare stolen what is not lost. The certificate is there. It's with the NLC. It is in the president's office in his file. It's there. So it wasn't stolen. But you see when clowns or never people who they just want to do something, they say anything they like. That's why I told you it's not every rain that falls. You bring bucket to collect the water.
But then
This one that
obviously,
fell in Lagos today.
because we have to go on this before we actually have your parting shot, I just wanted you to also touch on this presidential race. You never believed in the Buhari presidential race from onset, because obviously from what history is telling us that you've supported Jonathan at that time. What is the thing that made you say Jonathan was better off at that time to Buhari? Because Nigerians were screaming we want change, and people were tired of the style of governance where the bloodshed could not be accounted for even by the president. And now you were with President Jonathan at that time. What was that force? You left the Labour Party without even forming any political party, and you decided to pitch your tent with Jonathan at that time.
Yes, I was Jonathan head to toe, and I have been vindicated today. So you don't need to ask me what was the cost of bag of rice during Jonathan. How much was a liter of petrol? You want me to go on? I have been vindicated that Jonathan was better. What can you say about the freedoms and human rights of Nigerians during Jonathan? Mention one person Jonathan arrested or he put in detention. I have been vindicated. I don't need to go all and all. Jonathan was better.
Perhaps the APC is looking at it that the purse has been empty. As a matter of fact, by the Jonathan administration looking at the security.
What is the position of the purse today? What was our debt profile when Jonathan was there? What is our debt profile today? When people are incompetent, they look for excuses. I will not look for excuses as president and commander-in-chief. I will tackle it. I will tackle it and deal with it. You don't look for excuses. They're still saying that these loans they have taken to pay salaries, to pay subsidy to themselves through special purpose vehicles, and so on and so forth. They're still calling Jonathan. I will not do that. I will tackle the problems.
All right,
I will tackle the problem of corruption. That's why I told you in that manifesto, go to www.zlp.ng. You will see the manifesto. I'm going to change the paper money from 100 naira to 1,000 into coins. That will fight corruption. There are things I will do. I have our manifesto is a total and radical departure from what is to what ought to be. Go to www.zlp.ng. Take your time, go through the manifesto. You will see innovations in that place.
All right,
you
Chief.
Can't find it in any manifesto.
As part of
all
your...
they are telling you is harmonizing and saying the same thing all over again without political will.
We will bring you back on this. But as part of your parting shot, I just want you to also look at this. Many had said that in the Southeast, you've never agreed on anything, and you don't have a consensus when it comes to a particular presidential candidate. One would have thought that since you're from that extraction, you would join force with anybody coming from there. Because over time, the Southeasterners have always cried out to say they've been marginalized. Now you have a Peter Obi who appears to be moving with a new wave of the third force, like it's been said in the local parlance here. Now, people would have wondered why would you come out again, and why not just support Obi since it's from that extraction, so that you have more muzzle to actually garner more support for your agitation to have the southern
that has had a consensus on a particular candidate.
So the southeastern.
During Obasanjo's time, he didn't run alone from the southwest. During Buhari's time, he didn't run alone from the north. Ditto every other area.
Isn't your case different?
I came to run for president because I am the best for the job. I know I'm the best for the job. I have the political will. I have the knowledge. I have the education. I have the exposure. My intelligence can interrogate memos and all that. I have the political will to take decisions without looking at anybody's face. None of them can say that, including the person you're talking about.
Chief, I wanted to add to the qualities you have highlighted about yourself. You did not add that you are also handsome.
I don't think this will be done on
Very sad. I said just patronizing you.
Don't I look like a president? Answer me. That's the only question I will put to you.
Of
Don't
course.
I look like a president?
I would really love to have a handsome man like you as my president, because you will be a very wonderful ambassador.
But let me tell Nigerians, let them not vote based on tribe, on religion, on this one is my own. Look at your children and your children's children who is in a position to take decisions that will affect them positively. Don't listen to sermons. Sermons are heard in churches and mosques every day, yet there are sinners. I am coming with something new, something possible. I will do it. Trust me, I will not disappoint you. I am coming to serve the people of Nigeria.
On that note,
and take it to the bank.
All right. Do you have anything, Professor Ayede?
No, I would just say that I appreciate his passion and his purposefulness, and I wish him the best during this campaign season.
All right, Chief.
Yes,
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
I adopt the submission of my unlearned professor. Thank you, Chief. It's wonderful having you with us.
All right, we must say big thank you
much.
to Chief Dan Nwanyanwu for your
regards to your
time.
families.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. We've been speaking to Chief Dan Nwanyanwu, who is of the Zenith Labour Party, the presidential candidate. Right about now, we are going to move into a different session entirely, and I guess we have one of our correspondents, one of our honor personality, who is going to be joining us to give us a pictorial view of what is happening in the country presently. And of course, she will be joining us shortly to give us a pictorial view of the biting new currency brouhaha. Many Nigerians are complaining that they don't even have this new currency, and questions have been asked over time. How much more do we place a deadline and say that 31st of January is when this has to start? Now, many Nigerians are saying that to transfer money, it's very difficult in Nigeria given some of the instances of failed networks sometimes. You also have instances of people doing fake transfer. And now, if you say people should get the new currency, deposit all the old currency they have, and the marketers, those who are selling products in the market, the petty goods, are saying they would no longer collect the old currency. How does the average Nigeria survive? We are in a state that I don't want to call chaotic, but in a very confused and very complex state. Because many people are wondering, how do I fill my tank? How do I top my tank? And on top of it all, you have money, and people are saying you cannot spend that money. Then how do you survive? Now, not everybody are even bankable. Some people do not even have their monies in the bank. And now, how do you explain to these people that, these monies are no longer obtainable? Has the CBN done the needful with all of this new currency issue? And secondly, the CBN has said October was when they started off this, which was actually corroborated by the president. But I want us to listen to this clip first of all before having a person on the street joining us to give us a pictorial view of what Nigerians are saying. We'll take this particular insert so that we'll also listen to the authority in regard of some of those policies.
So this change of currency, I think there will be people a lot of money. But time has been given from October to December, 3 months. Is enough, whatever money you have, to get it changed through a legal system. So I don't know why people are complaining about it.
So despite the complaint, there's no going back on the policy?
No, there's no going back. There's no going back. My aim is to make sure that Nigerians believe that we respect them as an administration. So Nigerians should vote for whoever they like from whichever party. Nobody will be allowed to mobilize resources and thugs to intimidate people in any constituency. That's what I want to go down into Nigerian history for.
Ibi tẹ́ bá gbójú sí ọ̀nà onígbàbẹ̀ àwa la máa wọlé àwọn ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ alábùradà yẹn wọ́n máa ṣe kí ni o wọ́n máa lulẹ̀. Àkọ́bí àwọn tí.
We have finalized arrangements for the new currency to begin circulation from December 15th, 2022, after its launch by President Muhammadu Buhari. The new and existing currencies shall remain legal tender and circulate together until January 31, 2023, when the existing currencies shall cease to be legal tender. Accordingly, all deposit money banks currently holding the existing denominations of the currency may begin returning these banknotes back to the CBN effective immediately.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still the podium. My name is GBOLABO. Famous call 32 FM 94.9 is the station this morning. And of course, I still have Barrister Yomi Ogunlola with us in the studios and Professor Remi Ayede, who are also panelists on the show this morning. And now we want to look at the prevailing circumstances in Nigeria, given the new Naira note and, of course, the fuel scarcity that is biting hard across the length and breadth of the country. Before I have my colleague join us on the street to give us a pictorial view of what is happening, let's also look at all of these issues put together right here in the studios. And let me start off from Barrister Yomi. Now, I want you to drop the garment of a panelist to an analyst this morning. Let's really look at this situation, starting from the new currency itself. Now, many people will wonder that why is it coming at this time, when elections are just around the corner? And now there are insinuations, even from the leading political party in Nigeria, that there are some forces within the presidency that are trying to malign the interest of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like what we heard in that insert. And some are saying that this is not fair. Or Nigeria, looking at you don't have the new Naira note, you can have access to fuel, and everyone appears to be in a very complex situation. How do we look at this?
Yes, thank you very much. For me, it is when you get to the bridge that you cross it, isn't it? It is when you have a problem that you look for a solution. Nigeria has a big problem, and we cannot deny that fact. Our economy is almost in comatose. The monetary policy that was introduced by the CBN is one that had long been anticipated, because the focus will be on changes in economic output. It will focus on inflation. It will focus on the interest rates regime. It will focus on foreign exchange rates, our balance of payments, poverty reduction, social equity, and of course, sustainable growth. We've had quite a number of issues, relating to these matters. And it is one of the major functions of a central bank, as it is, in all other, climes, to try and control the economy through, for instance, sound monetary policies. Those who are complaining, I haven't seen many though, because I see that it is just one individual who is complaining about the monetary policy of the CBN. And that is the individual you mentioned, the presidential candidate of the APC. I have not heard the 17 other presidential candidates complaining about the monetary policy. In any case, my position has always been that the country is bigger than any individual. And the health of the country is the health of all. And we cannot sacrifice the health of the country for a single individual. Let me stop here so that Prof can take it up from there.
All right, Prof, before you actually go on that, let's have Temilade. Temilade Aloko is joining us on the street. She's going to speak Yoruba this morning because we are in a very good society from the Southwest, and obviously many of us speak Yoruba here. It's an English program, but we'll allow this go, and of course we'll try as much as possible to translate what she's seeing on the street. All right, we have her online now so that she would give us a quick brief of what the street looks like. It's a little bit very dramatic around the Cocoa House. A number of people are at the ATM spot trying to get the new Naira note. And the run around for rates, it's a major one here in Ibadan. All right. Temilade, yes, you're doing. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Temilade, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Temilade. Can you go ahead and tell us what's the situation?
Àtùpà ó lẹ ti débi bàí dájú. Láti àgọ́ méje. Ṣé wọn lóòdù ATM ni àbí? Wọ́n ti ká jókòó ọ̀pọ̀ lóòdù ATM. Àwọn olóòtú bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn onígbórí kan ló sọ. Báńkì wo la wà níta? Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá a wà yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ báńkì headquarter. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá a wà yìí. Ẹ̀jọ̀ ta ló fẹ́ bá mi sọ English? We've been here now. We've been here all along. What time? 6 o'clock. I say at 6 o'clock. People are here. What I get is what I we've not seen them. They've not come to address us. They didn't come. My name is Gloria. What? Gloria. Okay, who wants to see? Okay. You see, I don't know like this now. Everything does start for years. We don't say yes since around 6:30 now. We never see any money for less. And everybody see there here and everything don't escalate for years. So people, the way they are now, everybody they para. So no we see money for less. We come here, can't save our money with joy. But to collect our money now, you know they cost big problem for us. No food for house. Gary no day out. The king go chop. We go buy pampers. We go buy water. Everything fast. Everything is on the high side now. So I beg, anything they want to for us, may they keep going for us. Thank you. What will you tell the government? Should they extend the deadline? Let them extend that. Say they go kill us. We don't get water. We don't get food. We don't get where. Say that everything go you suffer for here. We go suffer for earth. We go still suffer for heaven. May they help us now.
It's so strenuous. You will struggle to get fuel. You will struggle to get your money. What kind of a country is this? If we're so stressful, they must extend the date. If not, I can't foresee what we have. Thank you, sir.
All right, Temilade. All right, Temilade. We must say a big thank you to Temilade right on the street there. But I guess, Barrister, you will want to change your thoughts this morning.
No,
because you said nobody has actually complained. Let
me just chip in one or two things concerning what we are saying. There is no way that a new idea would not bring in its wake, some of these consequences. For instance, I have a conference to attend, and as I speak with you, I don't have cash. Sometimes we can sacrifice for the greater good. I know that Nigerians are going through hell, seeing what is happening with scarcity of petrol, fuel, and the inadequacies within the banking system, getting the new Naira notes to Nigerians. That is really very, very sad. I don't know why we should be having that kind of a problem. But if it is for the betterment of the country, I believe that it is a sacrifice that Nigerians should be ready to make. We're talking about people who have, so to say, messed up the electoral process in this country. People who are buying votes and all of these things. And you heard what President Muhammadu Buhari said.
So the majority has to suffer for that?
No,
for the sins of some individuals
take for
in the country.
Take for instance the issue of COVID-19. Because we were concerned about the health of the world, we all had to make sacrifices. People were restrained, and so many things happened.
Can I?
Okay, please, Prof, because we'll soon go on it.
Yeah, I think we sometimes ask the wrong questions because it's not about extension of the deadline, because that is the target of those who don't want this policy to work.
Exactly.
They want to extend it beyond the election period,
Exactly.
so they can buy votes. But I think the real issue is if there is no availability of the new Naira notes, then we should focus on that.
Exactly.
And ask why is it not available? Because I know that I don't know if you have seen the video.
I saw it.
People using bundles of
a new note. That is the indictment on CBN. How did they get that money?
So you have a situation. I remember a few weeks ago, the CBN was also saying if the bankers don't come and collect the notes, they will be fined.
Exactly.
Which then also means that within the banking sector,
there is another kind of sabotage.
There are efforts to support.
All right, Prof, we'll come back to this conversation. We have to pay some bills now. We'll be back shortly.
32 FM 94.9.
You fit fly.
Do you know the key to unlock your dreams of traveling abroad to different destinations like USA, Canada, UK, Australia, and other countries in Europe is at your doorstep?
All you need do is just pitch your tent with You Fit Fly, and we shall show you the world in comfort. Oh yes, we're still leading in ticketing, flight reservation, airport transfer, special vacation, hotel reservation, international travel consulting, tour package, travel insurance, and holy pilgrimage, and others.
If you therefore wish to study abroad or travel to different countries around the world, we are here to give you that opportunity.
At the Fit Fly office, Success House, 7 Up Road, Oluyole Main Estate, Ring Road, Ibadan. Telephone 080-9300-2096. Website www.youfitfly.com. With You Fit Fly, you shall see the world in comfort.
Wait. Remember our guy, Femo? What a character.
Yes, remember his usual 15 naira for 1 hour bundle on YouTube.
As in, he always knows the latest hits and bangers.
Yes, so even his comedy and series game is top notch.
Remember his nickname now?
Mr. Do It On Your Own. And also his come and see how to be this and that. Bros is well rounded.
Ada, come and see how to be a fashion designer.
Get 1 hour of YouTube video data for 50 naira and 3 hours for 130 naira on the MTN network. Simply dial *131 *8 *1 # today. There's YouTube data for everyone on the MTN network.
Hi. Yours very sincerely, Dean of the Old School here. Join me on Saturday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock on Classics, evergreen musical razzmatazz, bringing back goosebumps and magic moments of year gone by. You can look forward to Parade of Jazz and look forward Classic Soul. Classic Soul. Classic Soul. Classic Soul. Classic Soul. Disco. Disco. Funk. Reggae. High life. And a whole lot more. Classics from 3 decades ensures keeping oldies and music legends in your memory. The password game gives you an opportunity to win something good simply for tuning in. Music Celebrity Birthday rounds off the program on weekly basis. Join Sanjay on Classics Saturday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock. Right here, 32 FM 94.9 radio station. Together, let's reminisce.
Our vote is our most non-violent tool. Use it. This message is sponsored by 32 FM 94.9.
Ọlọ́run tèmi tọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù. Ìwọ nìkan ló lè ṣe o.
àánú yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ mi.
òwúrọ̀ àánú òwúrọ̀ àánú òwúrọ̀ àánú ìmísí ọlọ́run nínú ayé ìránṣẹ́ rẹ̀ Prophet Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù ó ní ètò tuntun tí ó máa kalẹ̀ sí 32 FM 94.9 ní déédéé aago 4:00 òwúrọ̀ lójoojúmọ́. ó yá ẹ yí rédíò yín sí 32 FM 94.9 kẹgbà gbára ẹ̀mí mímọ́ látẹnu ìránṣẹ́ rẹ̀ Prophet Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù ti ìjọ New Image International tó wà ní jẹ́jẹ́ àrọ́kọ́tọ̀ opposite Ablat Pure Water Apẹtẹ Ìbàdàn. òwúrọ̀ àánú 32 FM 94.9 aago 4:00 òwúrọ̀ sáago 5 ni o gbọ́ kó o sì gba ìyípadà sí rere lọ́dọ̀ Jésù.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. When the people became silent,
The government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
on 32 FM 94.9.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama. Safa.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still the podium on 32 FM 94.9. And of course, this is a very topical issue. And Prof, please take it off from here.
Yeah, you know, let me even start with a joke. You know, the original Pentelemes, they accused him one day, he looked around and told his lieutenant, say, you don't understand. So we say this money is scarce. And the whole concept of change of Naira is built around the idea of a cashless economy. And this process of making the economy cashless has been on for over 12 years. And the change of Naira note is just one moment in that process. Now, they didn't announce the procedure in one day, and it's not supposed to last just for 1 week. A number of people welcomed it, and others opposed it. And it's so close to the election, some people who have interest in having the old Naira note available for them to do all kinds of things also did not support it. In fact, if you go to the National Assembly, you find a lot of people who don't buy into the idea because they want it to be done over a long period of time until probably after the elections. Now, part of the whole idea of a cashless economy is to encourage more online transactions rather than cash transactions. And those who will do vote buying who don't do online transactions. And that's why it is not in their interest to make this change in such a very short period of time before the election. They would have preferred it extended. Now, the problem, as I said before, that is on the ground is, why is the new Naira note not readily available? Why is it scarce? I made a point that I saw the directive of the CBN telling those bankers to please take this money. In fact, I think early yesterday morning, they were instructed not to continue to load the ATM with the old Naira notes.
Yes.
Rather, they should only dispense through the ATM the new Naira notes. Because they are unwilling to do so, or they don't have the new Naira notes, supposedly, that's why they can't dispense the new Naira note through the ATM, and there's scarcity of. But they are available collecting the old Naira notes.
You know, Prof, in support of what you have said, I think there should be sanctions against the banks because they appear to be attempting to sabotage.
Because the bankers are not crying out that
the policy of the CBN.
All right, gentlemen, we have to open the phone lines to also allow a number of Nigerians who are listening to us also air their view on this particular issue. The numbers are 070-550-949 or 080-970-949. The numbers again are 070-550-949 or 08097,949 for you to call into the program. And of course, you know, we're live streaming on Facebook. That's 32 FM 949 Ibadan. You can also drop your questions and your comments there. And of course, we are also on YouTube. You can like us on Twitter and on Instagram. All right, let's take our first caller for this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's the name and where you calling us from?
My name is OBA, calling from Ibadan.
All right, please go ahead, OBA.
Yeah, the issue of the currency, just like what the barrister have said, is one thing that we have to look from different angles. The banks are not crying as the masses are crying. The banks have not come out to say we don't have this money.
Exactly.
CBN is saying no change of date. So something is happening. When we heard about this issue of change of currency and deadline, everybody were happy. But dispensing is the problem. And since we are facing this issue of dispensing, I think the only way out is extension. Today is just 2 days, just 2 days left, 3 days left. And considering the days left, we only have 2 working days. And the masses are shouting, up to the present moment, I have not even spent the 200 notes. I've not seen it, I've not spent it.
Too.
And it's always, it's the same with other people. So I think there's something behind this circulation problem. And the CBN should come out and give us good reasons. And likewise the bank also. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's also have the numbers again, 070-550-949, or you could call 080-97,949 for you to call into the program. And I was going to ask, did you get fuel? How easy was it for you to get fuel in your vehicle? The same question goes to Prof this morning. All right, before we go on that, let's also pick this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good morning. What's the name and where are you calling us from?
Good morning. My name is Ibrahim.
All right, Ibrahim, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Manila.
All right, please go ahead.
This morning issues has been causing a lot of problems. Because I don't know why the money is very scarce, especially that 200 naira note. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Ibrahim.
Hello?
We are listening
All right,
to you.
we're
Go
listening
ahead.
to you, Ibrahim. Can you go ahead?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yes, let's also take this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, please. What's the name and where are you calling us from?
Good morning. My name is Ibrahim from Amloko.
All right, please go ahead.
They want to phase out money, and they are still paying old money across the counter. Then, so the new note is loaded on the ATM machine. But the limit there's a limit you can withdraw with the ATM per day, 40,000 per day.
Okay.
Look at the restriction. Then, and the money you want to phase out, you are still paying it across the counter. And accuse the cashier. Why you want to phase out a particular currency and you are still paying it across the counter? They said CBN instructed them to pay old naira on the counter and loaded the ATM with the new naira notes. Can you imagine? Then another thing, for somebody that wants to do a business of 500,000, how can it meet up with the ATM? Putting a limit of 40,000 per day, you can withdraw with the ATM. Can you imagine? So the money is not enough in the circulation, and you are putting the time frame given for the money is very short. So in fact, the government has the highest blame of the crisis we are facing. Look at the fuel. Look at the issue of the change of currency again. We're having a problem in Nigeria. It's only God. I pray to God to take control.
Please
Amen.
permit
Thank
me.
you so much. Okay, please go ahead,
permit
Barrister.
me to react to the last caller. I sympathize with Nigerians. I know that we are going through very difficult times now. But we have a caller. Okay.
Yes, hello, good morning, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's the name and where are you calling us from?
This is Ayodele from Ibadan.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see an issue about you.
All right, we hope to have you back.
I wasn't there to hear
yes,
perspective.
you don't have any issue on that.
Please call back. We would like to.
All right, the numbers again are 070-550-949 or you could call 080-979-949. Please go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's the name and where are you calling us from?
This is Mr. Gabriel from Academy.
All right, please go ahead.
On the new Naira notes, at least I'm a very young man, done the Agbon Buhari regime that will change the old notes to the new one. But it's not as worse as this.
That's right.
The planning by then is even better than what we have. And that is during the military junta and not during democracy. Because I went to a bank, a popular bank at Challenge. That bank is the flagship of the bank at Challenge. And you discover that they have about 10 ATM machines. Only one is working. And we are saying that we want us to give us a time limit. We are always economical with the truth. That's the main problem. If you see them girls there right now, you see the bankers, if some of them telling them, this is the problem we're having, they not say, they say, all is well, all is well. I pray this will be well. It's better they extend the date. That's not the only thing they can do. Because remaining 2 days, just 48 hours, I know they should fight, they should do something about it. Already, there's something on the land.
All right, thank you so much for that.
Okay.
Okay, let's take this. We have to go on a commercial break. Hello, good morning, quickly.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's the name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Samuel from Oyo.
All right, please go ahead, Samuel.
This is over first now, and we don't need to argue about it. See, it is this politician now. So let's wait. See, I tell you the truth, Barista. You know, I used to call anytime you are around. Please, not please. Let's leave everything till April. You see, the cash will be flowing from April. If the politicians are holding this money, we don't be bothered. See, then as it was this money since last year, forget it. Let the banks come outside and tell us where our CBN is lying. Nobody is coming out to say, maybe we have friends that they are bankers now. So stop wasting your time. Is this much? Maybe there's a politician in Ibadan there that we from a reliable source that they are buying this money from the bank. So what are we saying? Don't stop wasting. We should not bother ourselves. After the election, you will see now.
All right, we must say a big thank you to you for your contributions, and of course, those insinuations are there. All right, Barrister, we'll come back to you shortly after this break. We have to pay some bills here.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n ìjàre ìmọ̀lẹ́ ọlọ ìjàre àti pọ̀npọ̀ kéré kalẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ní gbọ́ àfẹ́dẹ́ lọ́mì ó dàgẹ́ gbogbo rẹ̀ ló pé pérépéré.
Tí olúwa nílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kú rẹ̀.
Ayé àti àwọn tó mọ̀ tán rẹ̀.
Ẹlẹ́wọ̀n gbà.
Kò lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Onírúurú talẹ̀talẹ̀ ló ń bẹ nílẹ̀ yìí ṣùgbọ́n àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ni Danabits Homes and Properties torí wọ́n fi ni lọ́kàn balẹ̀ àwọn tó ti bá wọn dòwò pọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ni wọ́n ti lè sọ àǹfààní tó ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ wọn àwọn ni wọ́n ń ta ilẹ̀ Victory Estate phase 1 àti phase 2 alábàtà mọ́níyà tí ò kọjá ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ta sí railway terminal ìfà ńlá tó ni Treasure Estate tó wà ní Ìdó lẹ́bàá University wọ́n ń gbèrò ẹ̀ Favour Estate náà wà ní Mòwe tí ò sì kọjá agbára má sọ ọmọ ni ti Joyce Cotton Gardens tó wà níwájú Bethel American International School Ìrókò lójú ọ̀nà Ìbàdàn sílùú Ọ̀yọ́ 550,000 naira péré ni àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí àwọn ilẹ̀ yìí ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé torí owó wọn kò gara bọ́rọ̀ èèyàn bá wá níjà sí irú ti bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà eré tètè lọ sí ọ́fíìsì wọn ní Prime Time Plaza ọba Alẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ phase 2 lẹ́bàá Bidin petrol station lálẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ Ìbàdàn sanwó kó gbalẹ̀ lójú ọgán ọ̀fẹ́ sì ní corner piece lọ́dọ̀ wọn àyè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ tún wà níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àlàyé ẹ ṣáà ti pè wọ́n sórí 090-477-97352 tàbí 081-884-18137 Danabits Homes and Properties àwọn ni wọ́n sọ ilé kíkọ́ dìrọ̀rùn fọmọ aráyé.
wákàtí mẹ́rìnlélógún ní ń bẹ nínú ọjọ́ kan ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀kan nínú àwọn wákàtí wọ̀nyí ló lóyún ẹ̀rí fún ọ ó sì di dandan kó bí i. agogo tí ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́ ti ṣetán láti ka wákàtí rẹ̀ sí ire àti ẹ̀rí. bẹ́ẹ̀ni wákàtí ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ dé lẹ́tọ̀ àdúrà orí afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń gbóná girigiri pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀rí gbáǹkọ́gbì àti iṣẹ́ ìyanu lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. èyí tí ọlọ́run alààyè oníṣẹ́ ìyanu fi kọmọrin Táíwò Àlàdé ta kókó ẹ̀. ṣé àṣeyọ̀wò lọ́ba mi òkè tí pín ire ayọ̀ ẹ̀rí ohun ẹ̀rín fúnirúurú èèyàn lọ́nà tó wù ú tí kò sẹ́ni tí ó yẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ wò. látòrí afẹ́fẹ́ lẹ̀rí ti ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ tóníkàlùkù sì ń rí tiẹ̀ ṣe. ó yá jẹ́ ká darapọ̀ mọ́ kọmọrin Táíwò Àlàdé Apostle Tekobo fún ìdáhùn àdúrà lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ ìyẹn lórí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 ní gbogbo ìdájọ́ ọjọ́ Sunday láago 6 sí aago 7 òwúrọ̀ níbi tí wákàtí ẹ̀rí rẹ yóò ti máa farahàn tẹ̀rí tọ́lá tògo ti gbé dìde tára yóò sì máa kí ọ kú oríire wákàtí ẹ̀rí rẹ dé ìwọ gangan lẹ̀rí kan. àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀rí ni wọ́n ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀.
Ìbò wa lágbára wa kì í ṣe fún jàgídíjàgan ẹ jẹ́ ká lò ó bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ ọ̀rọ̀ àmọ̀ràn yìí wá láti ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún la ti pòǹgbẹ fàdarí rere àti ìṣàkóso rere tí yóò mú mùkúndùn ìjọba àwa ara wa wá fún atẹrútọmọ nílẹ̀ yìí. àsìkò tún ti tó láti yan àwọn adarí tí yóò tukọ̀ wa fọ́dún mẹ́rin mìíràn. ẹ̀ka aṣòfin tó múnádóko ṣe pàtàkì lásìkò yìí. ìdí rèé tí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 fi ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ìjíròrò àti ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ fáwọn olùdíje sílẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà àti kékeré láti mọ kí ni wọ́n ní fún gbogbo aráàlú tí wọ́n bá dé ìlú Àbújá. ẹ tẹ́tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti gbọ́ àwọn olùdíje fẹ́kún ìdìbò.
Ọ̀yọ́ South Senatorial District.
Ọ̀yọ́ Central.
Ìbàdàn North West and South West Federal Constituency.
Ìbàdàn North East and South East.
Ìbàdàn North Federal Constituency.
Olúyọ̀lé Federal Constituency.
Ìdó Ìbàràpá East Federal Constituency.
Ẹgbẹ́dá Ọ̀nàrà Federal Constituency.
Akínyẹlé Lágelú Federal Constituency.
Ọ̀yọ́ Federal Constituency. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ ajé ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kínní títí di Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ kẹta oṣù kejì ọdún yìí Monday 30th January títí di Friday 3rd February 2023. Ìpele àárọ̀ aago 10 sí 12. Ìpele ọ̀sán 5 sí 7 àṣálẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa gbọ́ wa lórí rédíò 32 FM 94.9. Lẹ́tún máa wò wá lórí ìkànnì Facebook àti YouTube wa 32 FM 949 Ìbàdàn. Ojúṣe láti yan adarí rere nínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Ojúṣe gbogbo wa ni.
orin yín láti ẹ̀rí rẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni kì í ṣòní ó ti pẹ́ gan tọ́lọ́run alàyè tó lànà láàrin aginjù tó sì tún pín òkun pupa níyà ti ń gbẹnu comrade Taiwo Aládé Apostle Tèkóbọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ agbára lórí afẹ́fẹ́ tí àwọn oníkòjìpò ènìyàn sì ń tipasẹ̀ rẹ̀ jẹ́rìí sí àmì àti ìyanu orin ìyìn àti ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká pàdé Apostle Tèkóbọ̀ nínú agbami ìyìn èyí tó ń ṣàtọ́kùn àwọn ẹ̀rí kọ̀ǹgbẹ̀kọ̀ǹgbẹ̀ ní ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 ní dédé aago 9 sí aago 11 òwúrọ̀ 9 to 11 a.m. ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sunday níbi tí ìyìn yóò ti máa pe ẹ̀rí ránníṣẹ́ sáyé oníkòjìpò ènìyàn tí ẹ̀rí yóò sì máa fọ̀mù yẹn nígbà tí a bá ń fi orin yìí fawọ́ Ọlọ́run wálẹ̀ fún iṣẹ́ agbára ìwé mímọ́ sọ wípé ẹ wá sí àgbàlá rẹ̀ tẹ̀yìn torí yín kí ẹ sì yìn pẹ̀lú símbálì olóhùn gooro abala àkọ́kọ́ lórí ètò ni abala yíyin Ọlọ́run níbi tí ẹ̀rí yóò ti máa fara abala ẹ̀kejì ni abala tí a yà sọ́tọ̀ fún àwọn opó àti àwọn àkàndá ẹ̀dá abala ẹ̀kẹta ni abala ǹjẹ́ ìwọ mọ bíbélì níbi tí a ó ti máa ṣe àtúpalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ nínú bíbélì yálà láti inú èdè Hébérù tàbí Gíríkì ìpàdé dọjọ́ Sunday ní aago 9 sí aago 11 òwúrọ̀ lórí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 comrade Taiwo Aládé Apostle Tèkóbọ̀ ti wà ní 32 FM 94.9 orin ìyìn àti ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ ìwọ lẹ̀rí kàn.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. When the people became silent,
The government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to the podium on 32 FM 94.9. I still have Professor Ayede and, of course, Barrister Ognola with us in the studios. Barrister, you wanted to say something to the last caller before we went on that commercial break.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to speak to my family out there, wonderful Nigerians. I quite sympathize with you. But let me say this. It is in the region of ignorance that tyranny begins. The CBN monetary policy is not one directed at you, the common, Nigerians, the very, very vulnerable Nigerians. No. That policy is directed against the enemies of this country. Those people who have been hiding money in burial grounds, digging ground to hide money, putting the money in surface tanks. Because you see, they are the ones who are begging for this extension. And that's why I'm asking Nigerians to please be patient. Ṣebí 31st náà ni gbogbo ẹ̀ máa parí. 31st yẹn gbogbo àwọn tán lọ rí owó burúkú wọn mọ́lẹ̀. All those who have gone to bury money, that money will be destroyed. It is not your own money. Your own money will not be destroyed. I know that you have a few problems now, trying to, you're buying and selling and stuffs. But sometimes we can make this kind of a sacrifice for the general good of everybody. They cannot take their monies, their ill-gotten money to the banks because the NFIU is waiting and watching all of them. And that's why they are begging now to extend it so that they can start giving it out little by little to you people, maybe in the form of buying votes and all that, to whitewash the money. I want Nigerians to listen to what their president said. The president says he wants to leave a legacy a legacy of free, fair, and credible election, where nobody will be able to buy your votes, where nobody will be able to use their militia, and so on and so forth.
Barrister,
so I want us.
Barrister, I don't even agree with you on that.
No, you may not. You may not. But this is what I am saying. And just before I hand over, to the CBN should be on the lookout. We have heard that the banks are sabotaging the efforts of the CBN. They ask people to bring to change 1 million naira for them. They will collect 1.5 million. They are making money, illegal money in the banks. There should be sanctions for the banks.
All right, let me come down to Prof. Do you agree to a very large extent that this would actually stop vote buying from what we're hearing?
Now, if you don't have access to cash, you won't be able to distribute money. I think that's to the extent to which it can work, because they are not using mass transfer of funds to people's account in buying votes. So to that extent, yes, it's likely to affect the leverage, and the quantum of vote buying that is likely to occur. Not that it's going to stop it completely. But concerning this cashless policy, I think the idea is really that you can't have over 80% of cash outside the banking system when you are operating a cashless economy. And something radical had to be done about it. And in terms of timing, which is actually the major issue, I think that it is being implemented at a time that is not favorable to politicians. But the worry is really that it's not all politicians that are complaining. Some of them are. I recall that even members of the National Assembly were pressing, for an extension of the time. And my feeling is that if you extend the time, we might not achieve, the objective of the change in the naira. So I think let's let it close and see what problems there are to be fixed, and then
all right. The numbers are still 070-555-949, or you could call 080-970-949. I also want us to touch this issue of fuel scarcity, because it's another key one here. Hello, good morning.
I think that's a huge problem, which is really disappointing that this government is unable to resolve. We know that each time the price of fuel in the international market rises, the cost of importation to Nigeria really goes up. And because of that, we are unable to sustain existing prices. And the pressure to increase it becomes the source of all of this scarcity. What we have found is that, I think a few weeks ago, we were told that it has now been increased from 165 to, is it 180 or 190?
185.
185. But of course, we know that even at that time, the price in the pump price is somewhere around 200, 220. Now people are talking about buying fuel for up to 400 naira per liter. And I think that's where the problem is, because it then means that the subsidy, the quantum subsidy required to keep that price in the pump price is unrealistic. And all candidates in the current dispensation for all parties have all said that they are going to put an end to subsidy. So which means that this government needs to do something about both the supply and the price.
It's even the non-availability of the fuel. Now people are even ready to buy.
It's available if you are ready to pay so much, because we don't have the money. Let's face the fact.
Many filling stations are short right about now. You can drive to like 4 or 5 filling stations, you would not get. Now the black marketers are selling to people.
The truth of the matter is this: NNPC assured us that they had enough. They had enough in their tanks.
So what is going on?
So
with the
that's exactly what we are. What we know. What is troubling me? I heard that the independent marketers, were part of the problem, because they are looking.
They have always been
at the possibility of a hike in price and all that. But I believe that government, still being in control, should be able to do something about it.
Absolutely.
One of the problems that I was also able to gather, from my little investigation, is that NNPC, rather than selling directly to the marketers, particularly the independent marketers, is selling to the regular marketers who
the
are
major
now
marketers.
the major marketers
Who are now selling
to
to
the independent
marketers.
marketers at a profit, and so there's a lot of confusion.
Even before
in the
Bovas
sector.
was promoted and recognized as a major marketer,
Yes.
it was constantly selling fuel. So I used to, and in fact, at the
I think they
at the
have
normal
a
rate,
depot. I think Bovas is, from what I got, that Bovas has its own depot, and is also part of the people selling to those independent marketers. People are buying from Bovas, and so. But the problem has been with us since October anyway.
Absolutely,
it's been with us since October. One can only hope, that the government will do something about it, because Nigerians are really, really suffering.
But the tragedy
really
of it is that the president has not come out to say anything.
And
if I mean, look at that clip. The president saying that he wants to give a legacy on free and fair election. He's not interested who is going to win, who does not win. Any party should win. I mean, that's a very curious statement. How can the president of a country who belongs to a particular political party says he's not interested whether his party wins the forthcoming election or not? That's very curious. I mean, so it's.
All right, let's see if we have a caller here. Hello, good morning. All right, Prof, because you talked about politics and, of course, what the president has been saying, but let's not forget that there was a time the president talked about oil theft. Yes. And that is a major impediment to the revenue coming from the oil.
That's
itself.
right.
Now, could we not tie this to the non-availability of what we're seeing? Now, there might be some individuals, and he has shown it open.
No, because
there's a problem somewhere.
The theft of oil is not refined oil, it's crude oil. Now, where it can affect what is going on is really that the government does not make sufficient money to be able to subsidize the way they have been subsidizing before. So that's actually the crux of the matter. So it still boils down to the rise in the cost of crude oil in the international market, and which then makes importation of refined products extremely very high, and then the cost of subsidy also goes up.
Exactly. You see, because I was also looking at that problem of the expected budget.
Yes.
For subsidy, and a budget that a budget that is intended to be financed. With loans,
yeah,
and having about 6 point something trillion to go in for subsidy.
For subsidy, it's unrealistic.
Exactly, so unrealistic. I think
and by the way, Dangote's refinery is supposed to have come on board,
yes.
And part of it is supposed to be fed into the local market.
So
what's going on?
Would we now say that subsidy itself is a scam? Like some presidential candidates are already insinuating that this thing is just a scam.
No,
subsidy has been there.
There's a lot of
that was the argument the APC
came up with. Yes, and look at what is happening now. So
they are even paying
more than anybody else.
In those days.
So
there's no I'm not going to rule out the possibility
of scam within the system.
But if you have crude. And you are not processing your crude.
If you are importing crude, there are all kinds of shenanigans around that importation and distribution.
That's the truth. I think we have a caller there.
All right, the numbers are still 070-5500949 or 080-9790949. What's the situation around your area in terms of fuel? Did you get fuel today? And now it appears that many of those filling stations, we never can tell if they are hoarding this fuel.
They've been hoarding
or
it
waiting
for weeks,
directive.
if not for months.
Now, many of them are shut down.
No,
interestingly,
some sell
we
only
still
in the
have
night.
the black market.
Some sell for a very short period of time.
In the morning, like 5 in the morning.
I can assure. Look, there is something that is still not very. That's still so.
Cloudy about the
whole thing.
Yes.
Look at the major marketers are getting fuel and they are selling at the most 190 naira.
Yeah.
Go to NNPC there. About a couple of days ago, I bought from Con Oil. At the one opposite Ayefele there for 190.
Wow.
And you have Bovas is also selling.
Because
how are they getting theirs
that
the independent
saying.
marketers are not getting? That's the problem.
And those independent marketers, they don't, even if they sell for a very short period of time. In fact, you join their queue before it gets to your turn, in 1 hour,
Yes.
they will just shut down.
So we don't know what is happening, but
So
Nigerians are
what
suffering.
what is the way forward? Because
the government should. I think Buhari's government. Buhari said he had set up a special committee.
Yeah, a few days ago.
I think Nigerians tired of
But
this
he's always setting up
He's always, exactly. So what do we make out of this? Because many people are listening to this program in order to get succor, some kind of relief. But what do we tell Nigerians?
I think in the coming days there will be reprieve.
Yeah.
That there will be fuel because the government itself is no doubt embarrassed, by the situation we find ourselves. And one can only hope, that they will do something about it very, very soon. Nigerians are really suffering.
All right, Professor.
Yeah, I think things have gotten to a head and something has to give. And we hope that the outcry will send some signals up there and we'll see some change soon.
That's what we're praying for. Right, it's been the podium, and we've been having our panelists, and our guest had been earlier Chief Dan Nwanyawu, and all the way from the Zenith Labour Party as a presidential candidate. I must say a big thank you to Professor Remi Ayede and, of course, Barrister Yomi Ogunlola for your time on the program this morning. My name is GBOLABO, Famous School. Join us again next week for another interesting episode of the podium. Do have a blessed day.
Amour, l'amour,